Hey, this is a brief introduction to the RIO seat of the F-14 in DCS. I'm going to show you how to do a couple of basic things. I won't be going into the details of the various radar modes, ranges and stuff like that, because all these data are available on the manual and are very well explained there. These buttons here on the top, these are the range for the pulse search, and the IFF as well, because the IFF uses a different antenna. Pulse Doppler instead, there are different functions, sub-functions for the Pulse Doppler. Pulse Doppler search is the one with the longest range. It doesn't show anything on the TID, but it gives you a return on the DDD. Range while search instead, as the name suggests, it gives you the range as well, range of the target. TWS scan manual and TWS scan auto, they are very similar. The difference is that with the manual we can actually change azimuth and elevation of the antenna. TWS scan auto is not implemented yet, but will be a very useful function later, because it automatically take care of slowing the antenna and changing the elevation. And his goal is to make sure that you can actually see as many targets as possible. Now, first problem is that whenever you fire an Phoenix, for example, the WCS pushes the TWS scan to a TWS scan auto, but since it at the moment is not working, it's basically both sides of the antenna, there's a big chance that you're gonna lose your target. So the first thing you should do at the moment is try to push immediately TWS scan manual. If you cannot do it, try to shoot at a target that is basically around your elevation and in your cone, azimuth cone. Let's do now something a bit more practical. Let's adjust the range. This is the waypoint, the S set, this is our current heading, although the active pose is on. Let's start playing with the radar. So, pulse search, range while search, TWS scan. We're gonna see these three modes. TWS scan manual, as you can see, shows nothing at the moment. Why? Because as I said, this is the mode with the farthest range, then the range while search, and then the TWS scan. In fact, if we switch to range while search, still nothing, but if we push to Pulse Doppler search, we have something on the DDD. Let's now take the bars to 1, and the azimuth scan at plus minus 40 degrees, total 80. The antenna is still at 0. We are in Pulse Doppler search, just for the sake of testing. Pulse search, 200 miles, shows nothing. Quick tip, when you use the pulse search, I normally increase the gain, take down the arrays a bit, because it shows a bit better targets. Now, back to Pulse Doppler. I'm gonna speed up the time a bit, and at some point, there you are, you should see the target popping up. But in TWS scan it doesn't show yet. Okay, it's coming right now. Now, as you can see, there are two targets on our TID. One has just disappeared, and we'll get to it later. So what do we do? What can we do now? We click on the end control unit, click on the target, and you can see some data here on the top. This is the altitude of the target. This is the range. Then you have bearing, magnetic course, etc. So, I'm paused at the moment because I want to show you something. So one of the biggest issues that I had when I started playing in the RIO seat was actually looking and finding a target, especially when the data comes from the Datalink. There is no Datalink here at the moment. We will introduce it later. But the Datalink actually gives you the distance and the elevation of a target, also the IFF. So you can actually know, you have a general idea what the target is. Problem is you can't fire to a Datalink target, you need to lock it yourself. So in order to solve the issue, I wrote a small model. Let's suppose, put any board, that is. So by using this model, I'm still testing it, we should be able to find the target depending on the altitude and the elevation and the distance. So we can sort of imagine the distance. Theoretically, Datalink should give you the distance, but in this case it's 20, 40, 60, 80, let's say 75-ish, so on this column. The second target, the lowest one, was 15,000 feet lower than us, so delta 15,000 is lower than us. So if we theoretically, if we put the antenna minus 1.9 degrees, around minus 2 degrees, we should be able to see it. Just for the sake of this experiment, I set the bus to 1. This should give us the less tolerance, and I mean rangeable search. Otherwise, TWS scan we cannot set 1 bar. So let's see what happens. So put the antenna down, minus 2, and this is a target. So now that you see the target, what you can do is, for example, let's close this thing. Go on radar, and now the end control unit actually controls the radar itself. Set it there, them, and now I'm in single target. 60 miles, we have estimated 70s actually, so the antenna is a bit lower. For 60 miles, 15,000 is 2.4, 2.3, yeah, pretty okay. It doesn't have to be perfect. Now, second thing you want to do is IFF in the target. As you can see, double horizontal bar. Let's zoom in, it's a bit better. Means friendly target. A single shorter bar is that is enemy, hostile. So what you want to do as a RIO is investigating your airspace, finding all these targets, and then assign them. From the cup, setting target data, you can set as hostile, and as you can see, the icon changes, or in this case, friendly. If you set a target as friend, you will be removed from the TWS scan shooting queue as well. So let's now see if you can actually see the contacts on the pulse search as well. We can see them already, probably fairly hard to see. There they are. So suggestion is increase the pulse gain. There we go. By playing a bit with the settings, you can actually see them. And as I said, this is in range. So 100 miles, these are the targets. So 20, 40. So the targets are around 50 miles away. Again, pulse search doesn't show anything in the TID. Now, the problem with this target is that this target is actually about to notch us, because this target is drawing like a rectangle in front of us, and as you can see here, his relative speed is very close to the mid of the DDD. I'm not going into the details of the main lobe clutter, you can see that on the main lobe. What I'm going to show you is, if I speed up the time a bit, and it's gone. Now the target will stay on track for like 10 seconds-ish. Check the manual for the correct value. This button here, TDI track hold, allows the track to stay on the TD for a couple of minutes-ish, if I remember correctly. So what we can do to find him? Well, we use the pulse search. So let's unpause, take down the time a bit, pulse search. We can already see him here. Can do is increasing the gain. Yeah, much better. So the range is 200. Let's check with 100. So it's 20, 40. We can actually use 50. So what can we do now? We can actually lock him. So let's set the end unit to the radar. We go up with the half lock, full lock, and we got a lock now. Now pause for a sec. So we are in pulse, single target track. Is it good? But it's also bad. It's bad because we can't fire the phoenixes, and with this mode we need a TWS scan to fire the phoenixes, unless we set them as active by using the switch down here. By Phoenix active has a range around 15-20 miles ish. Again, check the manual for the details. We can use the sparrows though. The main lobe clutter is one of the filter used by the pulse Doppler radar. We can actually turn it off. It's automatically disabled when the antenna elevation is above 3 degrees. You can actually disable it. If you disable it, you should be able to lock even target that is notching us. So let's see what happens if we disable it. So out, and then we can see the target. But be aware of the fact that it might create some issues. Might create some false contacts or some weird things, especially with the turquoise scan. On the other hand, we are able to lock the target again. So this is another solution, another neat trick that the RIO have. If you set back to auto, boom, immediately lost the lock. At the moment we have the E2C AOX, and what we need to do is setting the correct frequency. So the 3 in the beginning matches this 3, so it's 077 basically. 077. There is another switch here. I don't have the RIO enabled, so you can't actually see it properly. But it should be fully forward, so this way. Now we are tuned on the frequency of the data link, and we should receive some of the details. For example, this target here. So as you can see, this is an hostile, and the symbol is inverted. Why is it inverted? It's inverted because it's coming from the data link. It's not something that we have actually set in our cap. Now, what can we do with this target? We can hook it up, and we see the range 93, and the elevation, the altitude, sorry, 25, inches 25. So it's 20 feet, 20,000 feet higher than us. Let's do the old routine anyway. So as you can see, it's different, the FF. Let's do a bit more. Back to the cap. Hostile, and we got it. So as you can see, Datalink, the target they overlap. So the problem is that the target is moving, is coming in our direction. So we have to adjust the antenna unless we go in a single target, since turquoise scan is not implemented yet. So 65 miles, 20,000. We should put in 2.9. So why we haven't lost the target yet is because we are set to 2 bars. There. So 65 miles is way too far for Fox 3, although we have a trigger at the moment. Especially because we are so lower than the target itself. We can try maybe at 40 miles. The target is an Antonov, so it's fairly big, and the only problem is how much energy I think we'll have. So if I had a pilot, I could tell him to climb. Let's see if we can do that. Oh, we actually can do that. Yeah, let's go. Okay, let's pause for a sec. As you can see, the symbology now is different. Check the manual for all the details here. This is the indication of the range. So optimal range, minimum range, and that should be, if we are so far away that we can't shoot yet, there should be a maximum range as well. Suppose, so we're climbing. Let's focus on the target. Bars. There's a chance that we might lose the target unless we fix the antenna elevation. So 10,000. Let's set it here. Distance is, you can see up here, 50 miles, 10,000, 1 and 9. So it's time to take the antenna back. And now we have a firing solution. Why? Because this... come on. Okay. This thing is the optimal range. We are in the optimal range for a solution. So we can go ahead and do it. And... Fox 3. Okay. Problem now. As already mentioned, trackwise scan now is an auto. We need it manual, otherwise we're gonna lose the target like immediately. Second thing, we have now a counter here on the left, on the right side, sorry. This is the countdown before the Phoenix goes active. So the Phoenix goes active around 50 miles from the target. At the moment, if I remember correctly, so in real life it should be the WCS that tells the Phoenix to go active, but if I remember correctly, at the moment, due to the limitations to DCS, it actually goes pitbull by itself almost. So 3 seconds, 2, 1, and now it should be active. Okay, similar scenario. We have a target from the Datalink. There he is. He's coming in our direction, but the problem is that he's notching us. Range was scan. At the moment he's not notching us already. As you can see from the Datalink, he's in our radar as well. So the point is showing how to lock the target, impulse search, and fire a Sparrow. And it's gone. Now slow down. Search. Okay. Now on top of the normal data that we have, we also have this IR lock, meaning the TCS is actually looking at the target. There it is. You can actually zoom in a bit better. So now, in radio scan, we couldn't see the target, we are in pulse, and we can use the Sparrows. So, Fox 3. Fox 1. Fox 1, sorry. Target has gone beyond the limits of the TCS, but I missile it anyway. There it is. So that was just a quick test to show how we can actually defeat the notching by using the pulse search. See, range-wide search, still nothing. Back to PD search. We are Angels 20 at the moment, which is not really high. Okay, there they are. So we can estimate the range from here, so it's 2, 4, 6, etc. Is more than one, as we see for the DDD, and now we have visual confirmation of it. The 3 tell us the altitude, so this should be between 25 and 35,000. See if TWS scan works. Yes, they're coming right now. Oh, okay, so let's pause for a sec. This is the line. This is the optimal range. So this guy is almost in. 1 and 2 are the priority orders for the TWS scan launch. They are higher than us, so what I want to do is increasing it a bit. and we're already in the optimal range for the all three of them. Interesting. So if I want to change the order, I can just press next launch. Closure rate is very high, so we have 3, we can do it. We can add the WCS to the job for us. Remember to push turquoise can manual all the time, otherwise we're gonna lose the antenna. Which is incredibly annoying, because there's a chance that we lose all the phoenixes. Although the altitude is fairly close at the moment, so it shouldn't be too much of a problem. We lost one. We probably lost one already. So this is the countdown for the Phoenix to go active, as we have seen already. We still have one Phoenix. We can probably drop it on the last guy. Yeah, why not? Oh, damn it, we lost it again. Oh, that's why. That was can manual. So range for the closest 41 miles, 30 seconds for the Phoenix. So this is the closest. So they are decreasing the elevation a bit, the altitude a bit, taking them down. 10 seconds for the first Phoenix to go active. Let's pop a sec. We lost the closest, but by this time probably the Phoenix is gone active. Or at least we hope so. This is stacking. Kill. Okay, we're out of Phoenixes.
Okay, we're on.
Yeah, no worries. Now, we're back. So we need to find the closest now. I wish I had a pilot actually. There he is. And Fox 1. Nice. Yep. All of them are dead. Yeah, a bit sloppy, but unfortunately I don't have the pilot, so you know, implementing real tactics or something a bit more dynamic like cranking or at least, or adjusting the elevation is kind of complicated. But this should give you a decent idea, first look at how the things are done in the backseat. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Feel free to provide any feedback, questions or anything else. Thanks for watching.